It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
People think I'm a little hot-headed. Do you think it's the flames? People think I'm excitable. Do you think it's the Slim Jim? You need a little excitement? Snap into a Slim Jim.
You want to get high?
Hey, greetings, people of Earth, and welcome to the third floor. Brand new show, Rasslin, Slam City. Greetings, everybody. What's up? And I hope you like the opening. That's just a taste of what we got coming with this show, Slam City. It's all about wrestling, folks. Yesterday, today, and the future. We're here, open forum, get involved. Let me know about your favorite wrestling memories, your favorite wrestler, who you hated, who you loved, who you didn't, who you care about today, who you care about back then, your favorite matches, cage matches, Hell in a Cell, battle royals, ladders, chairs and tables, whatever it may be. All right here. Third floor, new show, Slam City. Now, like I said in the beginning, what's up, Texas? John, what's happening? Yeah, Bruno Sammartino. You're going to open a wrestling show in the debut show, man. How could you not open it without Bruno? Yeah, there you go. Bruno Sammartino showing his thing. That was against Dick the Bulldog Browser way back in the day. Bruno is absolutely fabulous. I'm blessed to have to have been young enough at the right age to see Bruno live and wrestle live and meet Bruno, and childhood's dream, meeting a wrestling god at that time, man. But wrestling was a mainstay. What's up, Yankee Kyle? Welcome in, Bubba. In my hometown in Asbury Park, New Jersey, Convention Hall was the host to WWF wrestling back in the 70s. Prior to that, it was down at the casino at the other end of the boardwalk. But my experience in wrestling, live and in person and everything, was ringside for every event at Convention Hall in Asbury Park. The promoter at that time was Billy Dello. He was a very, very, very good friend with Vince Sr., who Billy introduced John Scher to Vince Sr. back in the day. If you don't know who John Scher is, you're obviously definitely not from the East Coast as far as it comes for rock and roll music promotion. John Scher was the man. Convention Hall was packed with rock bands all summer long, every summer, my entire fucking childhood. From Black Oak, Arkansas, Foghat, ZZ Top, Marshall Tucker, Van Halen, Leonard Skinner, Charlie Daniels, Marshall Tucker, Elvin. I mean, the list goes on and on of everybody I've ever seen, especially in that location alone. But the wrestling there, again, the promoter, Billy Dello, he was a police officer in town in Asbury. He was also a big fan of Cadillacs. And that just happened to be where my mother worked at the number one Cadillac dealership on the entire East Coast, Stein Cadillac at the time. And he was a family friend, obviously, growing up in that town. All the Italians knew everybody. We all looked out and loved each other and everything like that. But anyway, Billy always gave my mother whatever amount of seats. It was always three. It was always me, my mom, and my buddy Robert. That was it. The three of us. Ringside, right there. No safety barriers. No. They didn't have the rope up yet. It was seat, floor, ring. Sweat, everything all over you, man. Guys would land in your lap. It was the greatest thing in the world. That's where I met Gary Michael Capetta. the ring announcer at the time. He was God, he was probably in high school or something. But his grandmother was there ringside always. And I always made a point, first thing I did when I got there was to go say hello to his grandmother. She was so proud of him. She ought to be. Her grandson was a ring announcer for the WWF. Gary Capetta, or Gary Michael Capetta, as he used to like to call himself. He's on Twitter. You can find him over Twitter. He's on X. You can find him over on X for sure, for sure. So, guys, man, what do we got, man? I see some people in here. Hope you hit the like, hit the follow, hit the sub. This is not your normal podcast. We have all kinds of shows. So if you're new here, hang out, man, and enjoy it. Get in the live chat and join us and share some of your most favorite wrestling memories. Myself, I've been to the first WrestleMania at Madison Square Garden, WrestleMania 1. I was at WrestleMania 4 and 5 at Trump Plaza in Atlantic City. I was at WrestleMania 10 in Madison Square Garden. SummerSlam, Brenda Byrne Arena, SummerSlam, Philly. Trying to think of what else. No Survivor Series, no Royal Rumbles. I worked No Way Out in 2001. That was the Triple H Stone Cold triple threat match. Triple H won 2 in a row. Yeah, No Way Out was that pay-per-view. I worked there when I was working for Thomas and Mack in Vegas. Lots of interaction. For those of you who don't remember, that was the beginning of the XFL was going to debut that March. And so that promotion was on in Vegas. They had the teams there. They had the press conferences there. They had the luncheons there. I did all the luncheons, the dinners, the press conferences. We served all the, we did the catering. I was in catering. And, got to meet some heavies. I mean, not to sit there and talk to them, but to be like, hey, hi, how you doing? Shake a hand, get in and out. Dick Buckus, Dick Enberg. I met a whole bunch of people there. I even had an interaction with Vince and had an interaction with Stephanie at one of the press conferences out at Sam Boyd Stadium. I had an interaction with the Dudley Boys when I went to bring them their lunch, which was pretty different. But yeah, so I'm deep into wrestling more than just watching it as a fan. I'm personally involved, and a close personal friend of mine, as most of you know, was when I was growing up, was Scotty Bigelow. Who? Bam Bam. The Bamster, the Beast from the East, Bam Bam Bigelow, was a close personal friend. And he was extremely, extremely close to my cousin Louie. Both gone too young, Bam Bam with that tragic ending, and my cousin didn't have the greatest ending either, but share so many memories and hanging out with those two when I was just a little guy. When they used to rough me up, scare me, throw me around, tie me to trees. Kid stuff from back in the 70s. Anyway, yeah, the 70s is where it started for me. One of my first one of my favorite ever wrestlers ever was Mil Mascaras. And that was because he was the picture in TV guide advertising wrestling at midnight on WOR, which was pretty cool, waiting until midnight to watch wrestling on a Saturday night. And when you looked at a TV guide, it was Mil Mascaras. So when I would see him, yeah, man of a million masks. And then once getting into wrestling, man, Bruno, Superstar, Haystacks Calhoun, Ernie Ladd, Bobo Brazil, Andre the Giant. I mean, the list is like it can never end almost. Brother Victor, I remember the Undertaker versus Kane match at Madison Square Garden, WrestleMania 20. Yeah, a million mask, Mil Mascaras, man of a million mask. Madison Square, WrestleMania. That was WrestleMania 20? Undertaker and Kane was WrestleMania 20? Wow. Man, it's tough. It's tough. Well, for some people, like I know I'm older than WrestleMania, right? But I realize I'm listening to the freaking Super Bowl coming up. It's Super Bowl 60. I'm 2 years older than the fucking Super Bowl. That's what scares me. I'm 2 years older than the Super Bowl. It's like I was born, and then they said 2 years later, we got to give this kid something to do later in life. So start Super Bowl. Yeah, but Super Bowl 60, and I'm 62, be 63 this year. So almost, almost 2.5 full years of fucking being older than the Super Bowl. And then I think back down, and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of knowledge. I got to start using this knowledge. Start exchanging pleasantries, if you will. Share the stories. Let it out. Let people know. And I'll tell you, man, back in the day when we were kids, bro, we fucking loved wrestling, man. We all had our favorites. No, it's like almost everybody had a different guy, man, because every wrestler represented you in a way. Somehow, some way, you related to that guy. And that's why it wasn't like everybody was Bruno, everybody was Andre, everybody was, it was all different stuff, I remember early on one of my favorite guys just because he was a badass and he was really cocky. But for the most part, when he wrestled in Asbury Park, he'd win. And that was Johnny Roz. And then when I see Johnny Roz in that Madison Square Garden wrestling that same dude like 2 weeks later at the Garden show. See, the Garden had a show every month, right? My hometown, Asbury Park, was the predecessor to Madison Square Garden. Them guys came in and started working it out for the match that they were going to have at the Garden. They did it in front of us first. Worked out the kinks and added more storyline to it and everything like that, which was super cool. But I'm watching Johnny Roz, and I'm like, oh, he's wrestling him again? He's going to kick his ass. And this guy just beats Johnny Roz's ass. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. He didn't do that last week. Fast forward all these years later to find out that young cats, when you were cutting your licks then and getting ready to get into the big time, you had to go through guys like Johnny Roz, SD Jones, what was the other guy? Steve Lombardi. These guys were fucking bad motherfuckers, but their job that they were hired for was to work these guys, make sure that they were fucking ready for their big time, make sure they were ready and shit. And a lot of these times, these guys, when they would mess up, Johnny Roz or an SD Jones or Steve Lombardi would give you a little extra. Come on, man. And now I realize that that's what happened. That's what was going on. So Roz was tuning that guy up, only to give him the push at the Garden because it was his push. You're not seeing convention hall matches on TV. You're just not. They're not filmed. It wasn't like that. I'm sure someone has 8mm or whatever. I'm sure whatever, but I'm sure they exist somewhere. I wish I knew where they existed for convention hall because I'd be in every fucking one of them in the front row. Me, Robert, and my mom. And then I was like, why does SD Jones just always, he's always losing, this guy? Only to find out that was his role. That was his job as a wrestler. Not to take the bump, to give the bump. You know what I'm saying? It was his job to give that guy the taste of what's coming on this level. Because I could remember vividly because these guys were so fucking close. When you watch on TV, it's not the same. Johnny Roz looked like he swallowed a 55-gallon drum and it stopped at his chest. The man was massive. Okay. SD Jones was huge, massive muscle. Okay. This is long before, whatever. These guys were or dedicated to their craft or whatever. I'm sure they did whatever. But the thing is, these guys were legitimate. We're legitimate badasses. You didn't want to fuck with these guys in real life. Fuck no, man. You didn't. And as a kid, they'd scare you. They'd scare you as a young kid. Young 12, 11-year-old kid sitting ringside, and Johnny Roz falls out, and your mom's screaming at him, and he says something to your mom, and you're like, I'd kill Johnny in the schoolyard for saying that. Well, holy shit, look at the size of that motherfucker. I'd give him the I'll get my father. I'll get my dad down here. My father will whoop your ass. Johnny Roz was good. Johnny Roz was something special, man. He really was. And it wasn't until I started watching, podcasts with Vince Russo on it that I found out that's what that was all about. That's what Steve Lombardi. You remember the Brooklyn Brawler? All right, started out as a jobber. Next thing you know, he's in the fucking Royal Rumble. He's in Survivor Series because he cut his teeth, got his due. Okay. He proceeded beyond that, got involved more. Johnny Roz and SD Jones just took their check and taught guys on the side. Taught him in the locker room, taught him in the ring, taught him in the parking lot, taught him in a bar. Speaking of bars, my dad had the Sand and Sea restaurant, which was the last bar in Asbury Park as you headed out of town on Ocean Avenue, past the Asbury Towers, around Deal Lake, onto Ocean Avenue, through Lock Harbor, Allenhurst, and into Deal. And that'll take you all the way to the fucking Navesink River and bridges, right? Not a lot of people knew it, but they knew it locally because it was like a local place, but had a restaurant, so it had a busy restaurant hours. But after the restaurant closed, the bar was open until 3 back then. My dad was a bartender. A lot of these cats, after the show at Asbury Park Convention Hall, wanted a quiet place to go relax, have a drink, sit back, and not, just whatever. And Billy told them about my dad's bar. So these guys would come into the bar after they wrestled. I remember my dad would call the house. The phone ring around 12:30, 1 o'clock. My dad's like, I ain't gonna believe who's in here. My mom's like half asleep, like, who? And I'd hear one name, and I'd be like, let's go, let's go. My poor mother wouldn't even get dressed. She'd just leave the house in her fucking pajamas, get in the car, start it up, drive, pull up to the back door, and sit there and go ahead, go inside and say hello and whatever. I'm like, you're not coming in? She's like, nah, I'm too tired. But on 2 occasions, my mom got dressed before she left the house. That's when my father said, hey, Dino Bravo's here. I remember that night she got all dressed up. Like, oh my God, Dino Bravo. And then the night that he said that Tony Gurria was in there, she got all dressed up because Tony Gurria was he's a hunk from Australia from, did the dingo eat your baby? But fantastic memories of seeing guys like Don Morocco, Lou Albano in the bar, Jimmy Valiant, like to come in there and go behind the bar with my dad. My dad loved that. So those are really cool, fond memories of wrestling that I have. It's just so many more, but just to give you an insight to how passionate I am about wrestling and care so much about it. And pretty critical of what I'm seeing today is, I don't know what I'm seeing today. I watch off highlights now. I have no interest in paying to watch Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views from other countries, and Peacock and ESPN, and it's too much. It's too much, and the product's not worth it. Because, look, the number one thing today's wrestling lacks, the number one thing today's wrestling lacks is storyline. There is no fucking storyline anywhere. Go look for one. You can't fucking find one. It's like a week-to-week fucking sitcom or a week-to-week drama where it's a different story every week. Like, fucking, I don't know. Pick a fucking show. Murder, She Wrote. It's a different murder every week. It's not the same. It's the same guy, same girl, figuring out who got killed. So, yeah, the premise is the same, but the story's different. The story from last week, that's over. Okay. Once in a great blue moon, you'll get a two-parter. Great. You gotta wait a week. Wrestling. I've been waiting for a storyline for fucking 4 or 5 years now. I don't understand. I thought guys like Triple H and Shawn Michaels, if they ever got a hold of the powers that they do like now, that they would fucking hone the craft to what they had, especially the Attitude Era. Like, what are you guys doing? No, you'll never have another Attitude Era like that. Of course not. You couldn't. First of all, the fucking talent ain't there. Ain't enough talent to hold an Attitude Era right now. You got like 4 or 5 guys who could be in there. 6 guys, whatever. Other than that, garbage. And the matches are sloppy. The matches are full of fucking misses and bumps that shouldn't be, and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. The game today of wrestling, whether it's AEW, TNA, or what, there's so many fucking AEWs and all this other shit. The whole product throughout is garbage. The only one with a freaking storyline, and I'm going to tell you, you're probably going to laugh, but since Vince Russo took over Juggalo Wrestling with the clowns and everything, this show's off the fucking hook. This show's off the hook. I watched the wrestling, and I can't wait for the fucking what's going on behind the scenes. Storyline. Every time I turn around, storyline. Vince has been there for what, about a month and a half, writing for them. Their views are unbelievable. It's amazing what he did. And I'm looking at him like, these guys, but I'm like, look at all these fucking characters that they got. Cocaine. I'm trying to get used to all these names, so that's about the only one I really could think of. Mr. Anderson's over there. What's his name? The cowboy. The cowboy, Rude, or whatever his name is. He's over there. Great women's wrestling. Insane storylines. They got the Italian Al over there. He's like, hey, I love it, like that. But Vince Russo's got something. Vince Russo's got a wrestling promotion that he's going to bring into the big time. Now, today, watching him, they announced that the Coachman is now part of Juggalo Wrestling. Juggalo? The Juggalo Wrestling, whatever it is over there. It's tremendous. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube and it's free. It's on YouTube for free. Every Thursday night, 7 o'clock. It's like an hour and a half, 2-hour show. And it's fantastically written. I'm sorry. It's there. You look over at the WWE and you got Sami fucking Zayn winning a 4-way against... Like, what do we do with Sami Zayn? This guy looks like a fucking homeless guy in San Francisco I used to see at the bus stop all the time. Brother Vic, the man of 1,000 masks, Johnny Roz is good. Oh, D Scarilla in the house. D Scarilla, what's up, Bubba? Too many run-ins destroy any hope of creating good storylines, too. Yeah, now D Scarilla, back to what you're saying with too many run-ins. What exactly is too many run-ins? When the run-ins make no sense because the run-ins don't add to a non-storyline. There's no storyline for the run-in. Like, a guy comes running in, you're like, oh, what the fuck is he going to do? You know, why is he doing this or what it is? But the key to the run-in, and I'm telling you, because, like I said, I've been around it a long time, the key to the run-in, 1, unexpected. 2, who is doing the run-in? 3, why is he doing the run-in? back in the day, the run-ins were planned purposely, not only to add to what's going on in the storyline that's presently being built, but you add another fucking fixture into that storyline all of a sudden. Now you got like, whoa, okay, now this motherfucker's involved? Shit, this that changes everything. And you don't have to sit there and go, well, why is he doing that? You already know. You already know. As soon as he comes in, who his target is, and boom, what he's doing. And you go, oh, yeah, last week, man. Last week, he fucking knocked a drink out of his hand or something and didn't say nothing because he was distracted and whatever. Build a story. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. I know what you're saying. And if you have too many run-ins before you have a storyline, you don't. Where are you going with the storyline? How are you going to create that? As gang war? Again, you don't have an NWO. You're not going to have another NWO. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Factions have always been factions until the NWO showed up and created a whole new aspect of factions. Okay? Doesn't mean you can't have Paul Heyman Vision or Paul Heyman Flock or Paul Heyman with a couple of guys and another manager maybe with a couple of guys. And that's another thing that I look around for I don't see anymore. Like, where are the managers? Where's the Bobby Heenan? Where's the Grand Wizards? Where's the Freddie Blassies? Where's the Lou Albanos? Where's the Arnold Skolins? Where's the Jimmy Harts? Where's the Slicks? Give me a Slick, man. Where are the managers? They're so key to every fucking storyline. Whether the guy that's going to be wrestled against has a manager or not, you know, like, hey, just say like Cody Rhodes doesn't have a manager, okay, and you got a wrestler that has a manager, okay, that's how you insert that. That's different. But you got Paul Heyman running around and everybody's in the Vision, and then all the Rumble guys are in the Vision. So you put all the guys they put all the guys from the Vision in the Royal Rumble, right? Right. Okay. Now, you want a storyline? Try this one, D. Skrilla. They set the table for a storyline. They won't do it. But just think about this for a second. All right, he went in there and Pure said, all right, you're all in a Rumble. Great. All right, everybody's celebrating, blah, 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 blah. Guess what? You guys are 1 through 5 or 1 through 4. I don't even know. How many's in the Vision? You got Logan Paul, Bronson. So you got 4. All right. You guys are 1 through 4. That's how you start the Rumble. You start the Rumble with the Vision against the Vision. There's a storyline. What do you do? Okay, way back when a Royal Rumble started off with both halves of a tag team. And they went at it. I think it was no, it wasn't Marty Jannetty, and it might have been the Hardys. It might have been the British Bulldogs. Or it might have been Davey and I don't remember. All I remember is that a tag team started off the Royal Rumble one year. Can't remember. Going back that fucking far, trying to remember all that. But it happened. I remember it happened. But there you go. You got no storylines going. Here's a good way to start. Why don't we have the Vision start the Rumble? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, whatever, how many fucking guys you got in there. They're all in there at the same time, 1 through 4, whatever. There's your Royal Rumble start. Now, how many fucking storylines can you get out of that one? I'm just sitting here going off the top of my head and already got a storyline for the Royal Rumble based on that one entry. Forget the other entries. They ain't got no storyline either. The Rumble had storylines going in. Always. You had 1 or 2 guys that were just going to go zone in on each other, didn't care about the Rumble, just wanted to get a piece of the other guy. And then just take them both out. They take themselves out or whatever. One survives, and then how many times have we seen that where the guy gets him out and he's fucking, giving them the business, so to speak. Taunting. Flag. Taunting. How many times have you seen a guy taunting over the top rope and a guy come up behind and flip him over? Or the guy reach up, grab him by the hair and bring him down? Where's all that at? Where's Kofi Kingston leaping from the ring, from the edge of the ring to the announcer's table, from the announcer's table to a chair back to the ring? Where's that at? Where's the innovation in the Rumble? You know what I mean? You got an opportunity here, but the WWE ain't going to take it. First of all, why are you having a pay-per-view out of the country? And then you're only going a 4-match pay-per-view? All the money poured into that by those people over there? I don't know, regardless of how much money they got, it's not the point. You pour all that fucking money in there. And then you give them 4 matches. Oh, we're giving them 2 Rumble matches. You give them a women's Rumble match. Come on, stop with the women's Rumble match. God. Add matches. You only need 1 Rumble. Men's Royal Rumble. It done. You want the women to have a Royal Rumble? Have it on their own. Go have another women's pay-per-view. See how good that does. So many reasons why the wrestling of today is not like it used to be, man. It's not like it used to be. Here, let's take a peek. Pretty good selling. That's Dory Funk and Jerry Briscoe. That was called selling, beating the shit out of somebody, man. Good old days. And then you had guys like this. You had guys like this. Where are they at now?
Hey, where are the white women at?
The incredible Dusty Rhodes. Magnum TA. So you see what I'm saying? Everything changes and goes, whatever. Yeah, that's back in the territory days and all that other stuff. But that's what we lived for and loved every frickin' Saturday morning or Saturday night, midnight in some cases. Grabbing every magazine you could at the Collinswood auction about wrestling. The power rankings and this and that and everything else. Been having some wild, crazy Wi-Fi issues in certain spots. Yeah, I'll rest. That's all that needs to happen there. Yeah, I bet. Texas. My money's on her. Asuka, is that her name? Is that how you say her name? Asuka. Yeah. I'll bet you'd throw her around for a pancake body slam. D Skrill, love the wrestling talk, man. Just sitting back and listening to. Well, join in, D Skrill. I'd love to hear your opinion on some of this stuff, man. Funk Briscoe was a good rivalry. Yeah, Dory Funk and Jerry there. Absolutely. How would you create a storyline around Logan Paul? Great question, D Skrilla. Man, I get blasted for saying this. And I've been blasted big time in comments on other podcasts are saying this. Logan Paul is your next Shawn Michaels. That is Shawn Michaels right there. You are seeing the reincarnation of Shawn Michaels. However, this version of Shawn Michaels and being in Logan Paul and the athlete that he is unlimited to what not only he is capable of doing, what he's capable of trying and working on to see what he can do, but the guy is willing to do what it needs to take. Because you know what? For some crazy reason, I have a feeling Logan Paul loves the sport of wrestling. He loves the history of wrestling. He loves it, or else he wouldn't be where he is with the contract he just signed. He's in. He's ready to rock. His brother's a fucking joke. I wouldn't even associate him with his brother. I wouldn't even get. Okay, one thing, D. Skrilla, how would I create a storyline around Logan Paul? Number one, not include his fucking brother in any of it. You don't need any poison in that formula. Logan Paul on his own is perfect. Logan Paul with Paul Heyman is perfect. Okay? Logan Paul with anybody else other than on his own or with Paul Heyman, don't do it. Me, I would have Logan Paul turn on the Vision. But before that, create a bond with Bronson Reed. Okay? Paul Heyman goes with them, stays with them. Meanwhile, Logan Paul starts to get let's say you take Logan Paul to where he puts his target on Gunther. But he's got Bronson, the allegiance with Bronson since he broke up with the Vision. Okay? But he's got Gunther, he's got this thing with Gunther now. Talking about this, talking about that. You ain't gonna end my career. I'm way too young and too bad and too tough for you to fucking do anything. So start building that. Bronson gets pissed. Well, wait a minute. I want him. So they both want Gunther. Logan Paul, Bronson, the winner gets Gunther. And then you go from there. Brother Vic, Mankind could take bumps like nobody's business. Angus, what's up, Angus? How you doing? Yeah, Mankind could take some bumps without a doubt. Probably, I don't know, maybe him and Sabu probably cost themselves some serious, we all know about, Sabu is already gone, so we know what damage, he was entailed with and left with. And Mick Foley, I guess time will tell. I mean, did he get out in the nick of time? I don't think it mattered when he got out. I already think he's going to have that CTS. I mean, thank God, he's cool right now, but I see him now. He's starting to get a little fucking goofy kooky with his comments and shit, starting to get a little political and stuff like that. And that's usually the beginning of the end. That's not even believable, though. Look at Paul, look at Gunther. What do you mean? Look at Paul and look at Gunther. They're pretty evenly fucking matched. And I'll tell you what, that would be a hell of a fucking match. Logan Paul and Gunther would be... There's your Sunday night WrestleMania main event. You've worked that out, man. Absolutely. No, I'm not sure where you're going with that, Texas. That's not believable, though. Angus, good evening, Kyle, bro. Angus, I'm good, brother. Yeah, I mean, Logan Paul is right now him, Gunther, Braun, maybe still CM Punk to an extent, Randy. That's about it, man. I'm sorry, that's about it as far as ultimate superstar as far as I'm concerned. I mean, that's it. Everybody else is a joke. And even those guys are a joke because they don't put them in a fucking storyline. Nah, that's Barbie versus He-Man. Oh my God, Texas. Is there a wrestling event on YouTube? On the Tube ATM? What? On the Tube ATM? Uh, the Juggalo wrestling is free Thursday nights with Vince Russo. I'm telling you, they got the best wrestling going right now. It's the best wrestling going in and out of the ring. Characters are absolutely insane. You like wrestling characters, man? It is loaded over there. They got some fucking crazy characters, but insane wrestling and pretty clean for the most part. On TV, you mean? Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow's the Royal Rumble from Saudi Arabia. The Saudis get it. And it costs everybody here in America fucking more than it costs them to go to an event there. I think it's only on ESPN there, Angus. I canceled ESPN. I'm not fucking paying. I am in budget city cut down. Things are so fucking tight. Like I said, we gotta get ready to get out of here. I don't even know where we're fucking moving to. I posted a link in post that Victor was ringside for Angus. Check that post stream. I can only imagine. So, Angus, did you see the announcement I put it in the post about the upcoming shows and everything for the third floor, including third floor podcast show lineup as of right now on Rumble only? The Puppet Show and Dead Man's Saloon coming soon. Dead Man's Saloon probably premiere next week. We got the Vintage play-by-play. We got Yankees play-by-play. We got NASCAR. Slam City, which you're watching right now. WWE events. World Cup Soccer with special co-host Angus. And more to come. Stay tuned. Like, subscribe, follow, comment, share, get in the live chat, and help us steer the show. Let's fucking go. Damn. Ooh. Nice move. Ooh. Oh. Holy shit. Who fucking drop kick fucking city? Holy shit.
You want to get high?
Man. Just a little glimpse of the good old days. Steamboat and Born. That's right. Texas hot. Texas right on the fucking bam. Doesn't even wait. I believe it was Capeta's debut. You found a clip from Asbury Park Convention Hall with me and my buddy Robert and my mom? Get out of here. Check that post stream. Where'd you put it? I'll check it out. Where's it at? Where's it at, Texas? You could put it here, I guess. Anyway, no, Logan Paul, without a doubt. I see Shawn Michaels all day long, and that's what I would do. I would have him have the vision turn, forms an allegiance with Braun. That goes sour when Logan turns his attentions towards getting a piece of Gunther. When I say tube, it was meant as an abbreviation reference to tube, boob, YouTube. Haha, gotcha, Angus. All right. Texas just posted something. Let me see this. Let me see this. Do you listen to any wrestling podcasts, Victor? D Scrilla, I listen to anything that Vince Russo is on. And I also like what's his name? The Stevie Richards show. Stevie Richards, anything with Vince. Once in a while, I shouldn't say once in a while. I always tune into JD from New York. He does a a review show on everything. He's been there for a while. He's pretty crazy. He's got a huge, amazing following, but he is super, super negative. And I agree with him on it. It's just sometimes it's just, I don't know, maybe too much negativity. But that's what I listen to. Anything with Vince Russo, Stevie Richards, JD from New York. I check out Total Turnbuckle Talk too with TJ, as I was already over there, so I support him too. He's a young cat, but that's more or less, that teen gap thing. It's small gap, 13 to 17 maybe. So it is. It needs 3 hours. It's 3 hours you need to search perhaps, but it's in post. Yeah, I'm going to click it right now. Let me see what happens when I click this. There's Gary Michael Capetta. Where's that from? That doesn't look like Convention Hall. That's Johnny Ross. It's Johnny Ross. I'm checking out the clip that Texas sent. No, that's not Convention Hall. That's Baron Mikhail Cicluna, Johnny Ross against Tony Garea and Larry Zbyszko. Wow. That's crazy, dude. It's going to jump ahead here. Here's my man. Hi, Chief Peter Maivia. Chief Jay Strongbow. That looks like Stan Stasiak. Yeah, it looks like Stan Stasiak. Stan the man Stasiak with the heart punch. And that's Johnny Ross again. That is super cool there, Texas. Thanks for finding that. I liked it. Subbed. Yeah, I liked and subbed and everything. That's pretty cool, bro. That is pretty freaking cool. Thank you, Texas. Thank you. That's now what he has there. You see the link. You click that link. If you don't know what a lot of you too young or don't understand what wrestling was, you go check that shit out, man. That's when them fans and shit were absolute lunatics. I did catch the people smoking though. That is pretty cool. You see them just smoke and throw it on the floor and put it out. That is pretty fucking cool. Life was so much easier. Everything, it was cool. You could smoke anywhere. You could do whatever you want. As long as you weren't pulling your prick out and waving it around in the schoolyard, you're okay. You're okay, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Of course you know what I'm saying.
Jesus Christ. That's fucking creepy.
It's 3 hours. You need to search, perhaps. Yeah, I'm going to go through it, but I could tell by with the static camera because I know they never had a camera there. Unless they had a camera way up on the stage and I didn't see it, but for the most part, I don't remember. And if that being the case, if it was on the stage facing the ring in the static, from stage to the door with the ring, I always sat that way facing, majority of the time, we were always facing that way. Very rarely were we on this side of the ring or that side, or even on the back side. Most of the time, we were front and center. So no matter what, we would have been on camera static looking at us. Thank you, Yankee Kyle. You're a sharing machine, my brother. You're a sharing machine, my brother. I was watching one of your videos the other day, and you were upside down with no sound. But I still liked it. Speaking of like, if you're watching and you haven't hit the like yet, and you're in here, hit the like, hit the sub, and make it count, okay? Come on, make this show grow. We're on our way. We're gonna grow, grow, grow. We need subs. So if you're watching, you're not subbed, and you haven't liked yet, do so right now while you got the chance. All right? I'll give you the opportunity so you don't miss nothing. I'll tell you what, I'll take a commercial break and get in there. Okay? So here's a quick break for you to hit the like, hit the sub, hit the follow, and get in the freaking live chat, man. You guys are blowing it up over here. Love you guys. Right back.
You need some cash? Do you need some money? Hey, let me tell you something. We make you happy down at Happy Motors. Pawn your car title. No credit needed. No credit check. We're going to let you the money you need right now. 10 minutes. We're going to let you have the money you need. We're going to make you happy at Happy Motors. Pawn your car title. I got it at Happy Motors. I got it. I got it. I got it. Come on and see me, brother. I got it. I got it. I got it.
Can I help you fry chicken, Mama? I want to help. I don't fry chicken anymore. But you can both help me with the shake and bake. Susie, you shake, and Sally, you bake.
Fine chicken, honey. Real crisp. Moist and tender, too.
Mama didn't fry it, Daddy.
But it's crispy like fried.
It's shake and bake, and we help.
Shake and bake coating mix. It's better than frying.
Boom. Commercial break. Now everybody hit the like, hit the follow, hit the sub. God diggity dog. Anyway, absolutely right. Yeah, again, Texas, thank you for that. Yeah, guess what I'll be doing after I get off of here? I'll probably just watch it from start to finish. Oh! And we hit Bobo Brazil. Lockport! What's up, boys? Back on the third floor. Lockport! What is up, brother? Lockport. What's happening, brother? Talking Rasslin tonight. Lockport. A whole lot of it, man. How are you doing? Besides freezing your balls off in 60 feet of snow on the outskirts of fucking Niagara Falls. How are you, Lockport? Decide to move next to the equator yet? Oh, man. Good to see you, Lockport. Not wrestling related, but we lost the legend today. Catherine O'Hara passed. She was a big part of my childhood. Yeah, Lockport, I heard that. It's the mom from Home Alone. And, fuck. Yeah, tremendous loss. Not gonna lie to you, I'm not a big Home Alone fan. You know, just not. But you know, I'm well aware of her work, and yeah, and sorry for your loss. It's always tough when we lose those people we had in our childhood, for sure. I'm sure, man. Yeah, they had mentioned that a couple of times. I remember that. Yankee Kyle, Pat Patterson was the first intercontinental champion, and the place went banana. It went banana when he won it. The place went banana. Pat Patterson, for those of you who don't know, Pat Patterson played for the other team. That's fine. That's totally fine. Pat Patterson. Okay, I'll put it to you this way. If Pat Patterson's path didn't do what it did to wrestle into Vince, today, wrestling would probably be like a fucking circus sideshow somewhere. If it wasn't for Pat Patterson. Pat Patterson was the brains behind Vince, booking, agent, creative. There hasn't been a better creative mind in this sport since Pat Patterson. Creative writing, creative coming with characters and stuff, Vince Russo is right there. However, Pat Patterson is the godfather of that. No Pat Patterson today, wrestling's a fucking sideshow somewhere. And if you don't believe me, go on any podcast with a reasonable wrestler like a Stevie Richards or anybody and ask them that question, and they're going to tell you the same exact thing. Only because the real rooted fans like myself from the 70s, into the 80s, into the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, the 2020s now. Believe me, when we're critical about this, we're being critical about it because kind of what Lockport said, he lost somebody that was part of his childhood today. Well, you lose something from your childhood too when you look back on a sport that you loved and were passionate about. Now it's like, we're in fucking Saudi Arabia for 4 matches. And if I want to watch it, I have to pay $30 or $39. This isn't pay-per-view era anymore. How much more money does the WWE and TKO think they're going to make? If they think they're going to even come close to competing with the NFL, they're out of their fucking minds. Guys like Elon Musk are like, I can't even fuck with the NFL. I make money, but I don't make money like the fucking NFL. Hand over fucking fist. On a non-losing profit all the time. NFL don't lose a dime. The NFL don't lose a motherfucking dime. And yet you get WWE to sell out to another country for one of the most honored and respected pay-per-views. Pat Patterson, Royal Rumble, Pat Patterson's idea. Pat Patterson. Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah, that's his fucking idea. That's his booking. It's his idea. Survivor Series. Oh, Pat Patterson. Pat Patterson, the brain behind all these ideas and all these pay-per-views that have long stayed on. And then you had guys like Dusty Rhodes and WCW with Stampede and the Bash at the Beach and the Halloween Havoc. Those are all fucking Dusty Rhodes, man. That's not like WCW and Eric Bischoff sitting there, we're going to do Halloween Havoc. No. Fucking Dusty Rhodes. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something good. Here's what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Yes. It's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be sweet, like a Georgia peach sweet. That's what we gonna do. We gonna set the standard higher than anybody. It's Dusty Rhodes, man. Pat Patterson, Vince. We put 30 men in the ring. They beat the hell out of each other, and the whole place go banana. Tables, ladders, and chairs. Pat Patterson with the Hardy Boys. Hardy Boys went to him about an idea of a ladder match. Pat Patterson said, why don't we throw everything in there? Chairs and tables. Boom! Where's those minds at? Where are those creative minds at? No, they're still living off of those ideas. And really, in my opinion, fucking destroying them. Destroying them. Just taking everything out of every fucking pay-per-view, including WrestleMania. WrestleMania used to be the fucking shit, man. Couldn't wait for WrestleMania. Now it's like 2 fucking days. That's right, Lockport. God damn it. I fucking forgot all about that. She was on Second City Television. I forgot all about that, Lockport. Thank you for pointing that out, man. Thank you for pointing that out. I forgot all about that, bro. Man, that's right. That's right. She was an original member of Second City TV. That's where I got introduced to her. Victor, I'll post a channel in post. You might want to reach out to him for a possible guest. Do you know him, Texas? Texas, if you know him, just hook it up, man. If not, all right. D. Scarilla. Thoughts on Bash at the Beach 2000. Brilliant. Brilliant. Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes behind the Bash at the Beach 2000, which I think almost saved WCW. It was one of their best going out. Yeah, the 2000 Bash at the Beach was one for the ages. Hey, there's an idea called Patterson Slaughter Street Fight. Had no commentary. Really? Texas, I'm going to have to bring you on as a fucking co-producer. Texas, drop me an email. Go in the description and drop me an email, please. Saudi Arabia is becoming huge in importing sports from other nations: soccer, wrestling, golf, horse racing, tennis. Hey, tennis is global, worldwide, no problem. Soccer is absolutely fucking global. Golf. Hey, golf is golf. What is the big deal where you fucking play? I don't get that. They're trying to start a rivalry to the PGA. That's not going to happen. You're not going to rival the PGA. The thing with the PGA right now is they're struggling for superstars. There's just no lights out golfer right now. Well, horse racing. That's cool. They could have what they want. The fact is, with the wrestling, though, what you're saying there with the wrestling is, it's just that the WWE's over there, and they're like, hey, maybe the Royal Rumble. And they're like, yeah. They throw a tag, and they're like, yeah. We'll build you a stadium for it. What? You're going to build a stadium for us? Wow. Okay. It's a money grab. It's an absolute money grab. But the problem is with it, Angus, and my biggest problem with it is, it's a pay-per-view. It's one of the elite pay-per-views that we look forward to as wrestling fans. Now, if anybody wanted to go to a Royal Rumble, who the fuck's going to Saudi fucking Arabia? You got money to go to Saudi Arabia, then hey. You could be a fan of fucking anything. Because apparently money ain't the fucking issue. You just go for the fuck of it. Yeah, Howard Finkel was a very, very involved and creative, more than any people really know. And the other thing that the other people don't know about the Fink, Fink got and Fink's a tragic story, but yeah, Fink was the man behind a lot of that stuff, an awful lot of that stuff. Yes, without a doubt. That's a great shout out there, Yankee Kyle, for the Finkster. Remember when the Finkster was had the hair? What was it? The hair for men with the Cy Free on. What was the guy's name? Cy. I can't remember the guy's fucking last name now. Cy Freeman or something like that. The guy with the fucking hairdo, the hair pieces. And the Fink started announcing with the fucking hairpiece. That was fucking classic. Where's that at, man? We don't even have good ring announcers anymore. We got these fucking guys that are like, what the fuck is that? Be like that. I'm Gary Michael Capetta, and welcome to Champion. That's what you need. These guys are like, and then you get the women. I don't want to hear that. Announce a fucking wrestler. This guy's about to take the other guy apart, and you're making it sound like they're about to fucking dance. The fuck out of here, man. Give me, you need the fucking attitude. There's zero attitude in fucking wrestling. No attitude. The only attitude wrestling is from the fucking fans being pissed at what they're saying. And pissed at what they're paying for, most of all. More than anything, what they're fucking paying for, they're starting to get pissed at. Saudi Arabia is the ultimate socialist country. Everything is paid for by the government. Dude, you get eat off the fucking streets there. And I heard that rape is way down in Saudi Arabia. I heard gun violence is way down in Saudi Arabia. So with the good comes the bad. But I'll take no rape and no gunfire. Fink had a prestigious porn collection. That is a big reason why sports is over there. Without a doubt, Angus. Yeah, when you got that kind of fucking scratches as a small country like that, and that motherfucker that's in charge over there, what is he, fucking 30-something years old? Imagine having that much fucking power. Imagine having that as your. Imagine that the guy's living like a fucking emperor from way back when. He's the castle high on the hill in Scotland. He's that. I mean, that shit. What is he, the crown jeweled prince or some shit? I mean, more power to him. I'm glad. Hey. I mean, they did what they had to do as a nation, and it's pretty in demand right now. But it's a long fucking way away, and it's a violent way to get there. I'm not going over there. You know? And you put these wrestlers at risk and shit and flying them out of, I don't know. It's pretty fucking, there's so much involved in that, man. That's pretty fucking whatever. The crown prince has more power over the king. Is that how that works? Is that how that works over there? However it works. As a society, compared to ours, it works. For them, that works. That wouldn't work here. It just wouldn't work here. First of all, you don't have the fucking people under control like he does over there. I mean, if you're chopping cocks off for fucking rape and chopping hands off for fucking theft and killing people for, you know, crime tends to disappear. Angus, the king has dementia. Is that what he's got? Can you imagine having all that fucking money and you don't know you got it? Oh my God. I got no money and I know I got it and it's bad. Yeah, some great questions there, man. Great questions in the chat. Great flow in the chat too, man. Digging it. Love it. Shows for you guys, as every show is. Every show is driven by the live chat. So if you're not in the live chat, and you're not liked, and you're not subbed, do so right now, please. I mean, you're here. Do it. Keep us afloat and keep us moving by hitting that like and hitting that sub. We get up in that fucking algorithm and take off. We got plenty of shows, man. We got plenty of shows, and we got more coming. Speaking of more coming, tomorrow night, guys. Tomorrow night, right here, 9:30 on the East Coast, 6:30 on the West Coast. Play-by-play vintage. This time we're going basketball, NBA, 1970, Madison Square Garden, Lakers Knicks, Game 7, 1970, NBA Championship, Game 7. Live right here, play-by-play on vintage. That's tomorrow. Be right back. Fixing dinner. Okay. Lockport, Mouth to the South. Jimmy Hart sold over 1 million records with the band. The Gentrys, absolutely. In the 60s. He helped write, orchestrate a lot of wrestlers' intro. I thought he did them all. He did them all, right? In the 80s, he did everybody's. Honky Tonk, Shawn Michaels. I think he wrote all of them. Yeah, Jimmy Hart is no joke, man. He's a Grammy Award-winning fucking songwriter and everything. Jimmy the Mouth of the South is super underrated, and I miss that motherfucker in wrestling. Two guys I miss the most in wrestling are Slick and Mouth of the South. I don't know about here and there about wrestling, but I'm pretty spotty about it. No, you're all right. You had tremendous wrestling in St. Louis back in the day. You had tremendous wrestling, man. The territories were absolutely phenomenal back then, man. You had so much to choose from, so many freaking storylines and rivalries that would go all over the United States, night after night, week after week. Flair battling the Von Erichs and Michael P.S. Hayes and the Freebirds, and man, all over, man. Like I said, that era, I know it's long gone, I get it. But that doesn't mean that the tradition and the honor of the sport doesn't disappear. There's no reason why it should disappear. But in today's game, it disappears because of the almighty dollar. It's money, 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 money. As we clearly see with the Saudi deal. I mean, we're watching it happen right in front of you with the Saudi deal. That's exactly how it happened. Gorilla Monsoon was a great wrestler. Gorilla Monsoon was a great wrestler. He was a great man, too. I had the occasion to meet Gorilla Monsoon and hang out with Gorilla Monsoon on a couple of occasions. Gorilla Monsoon was a tremendous human being. His heart was bigger than him. Wrestling at the Chase, the fanciest hotel in St. Louis, but the wrestling audience is not. Yeah, man. But back in them day, they had to be careful of the crowds, man. Guys would fucking pull knives on them, throw fucking beer bottles at them, try to jump them after the show. Cops have to get them out of town. Crazy. Crazy, man. They used to have riots here at the Cow Palace. We were just speaking about him. Pat Patterson. Pat Patterson said that one night he was wrestling Peter Maivia. And he said he's beating the crap out of him. Next thing he knows, he looks up and there's nobody in the top. Nobody's sitting up top. That's where all the Samoans and Islanders sat. The tickets they could afford were up top. They all fucking came down. They were fucking surrounding the ring, getting ready to jump in and beat the shit out of Pat Patterson for fucking up Peter Maivia. Pat Patterson said, I don't know how I got out of there alive. That don't happen today because you don't get the fans involved with a storyline that fucking much. Then it was personal. That was fucking personal. Now it's a joke, man. Promos backstage are fucking so fucking scripted and staged. They're unbelievable. You can't believe them. You know, where's the promo with like Mean Gene standing there with the fucking WWF logo behind him, just talking to fucking Hulk Hogan or Sergeant Slaughter or Freddie Blassie? Where's all that? That's all gone. Where's the flower shop? Where's the Piper's Pit? Where's the Snake Pit? Where's the funeral parlor? Where's the flower shop with the Adrian Adonis? Where's all that at? The barbershop. Where is all that at? It's gone. Out. Don't need it. Fuck. You do need it because that's wrestling. I'm not sitting here saying it has to stay exactly how it was. No, times change and all, but that doesn't change the sport. Football evolves. Rules change. I get it. Still 60 minutes. Still fucking 100 yards. Still need more points than the other guy. Baseball, pitcher's clocks, fucking ghost runners, and throws to second and first and 50 fucking buck. You took a lot out of that game. That hurt the game. That hurt the game. You're taking elements out of the game. Football, they're adjusting rules to save guys' lives and their brains for later on in life. Yeah, we have a hard time dealing with it. I get it. I don't like the new kickoff rule, but I understand it. I get it. But it still doesn't take away from tradition of the sport. But in baseball, when you put a pitch clock in, you put a guy at second. It's like, what are we fucking doing here? Playing baseball on Sunday with beers? Go chase the ball in the woods because we only got 2? What are we doing? Same for wrestling. Heel, babyface. Babyface, heel. Tag team heel. Tag team babyface. Tag team babyface, tag team heel. Storyline. Champion. World champion. Intercontinental champion. Tag team champ. Now what do we got? You got more fucking belts. I don't know. You got more belts than boxing right now. And I didn't think that was fucking possible. But somehow WWE figured it out and wrestling figured out how to do it. Put a belt on everybody. Now the belt don't mean nothing. Championship belt, Intercontinental belt, tag team belt. 3 belts makes for a lot more interesting wrestling. A robot umpire for select plays in the future for baseball. Yeah, there you go. What is that? That's really taking the dynamics out of the game. You're removing all the human element. You're removing all the human element of judgment. Because that's what an umpire is. It's there to judge. Amazing that the game got along so many years without the innovation of this and that. Now you get the technology and you don't use it. The virtual yardstick thing. We don't even see it once a game. One of the most crucial first downs, 2 or 3 close first downs in different ball games. They went to a review and figured out the spot or whatever. Well, until we had technology. You could tell me where the ball broke the line, the sideline. You could tell me where a punter's ball broke the sideline by the chip in it as the man runs down with his hand up until he goes like this. But you can't tell me if a guy got a first down, which is on the field with measuring equipment right there. Right there. And you can't tell me? Those plays, right? They never put the sticks on the field. They went to the booth for the review. What the fuck are you doing? And if you're going to do that, how about cluing the audience in on it? And that's where I say that's where you're doing something in the game that changes the perspective of the game, but takes away integrity of the game, and that takes away integrity of the game. A third down and you don't know if he got it and it's a fourth down in a playoff game? Bring the sticks on the field. Measure it. Let's see. Let's see how close the spot was. Let's see how close that fucking spot was. How come the coach can't request a fucking a measurement all of a sudden? Yeah, you just call the timeout. You can't challenge it. You can't call back-to-back timeouts. What? Well, how about measuring it? What's the fucking guy with those guys over there with the fucking stick with the chain in the middle? Can they come out and measure? Fucking give it a look. Yeah. No, commercial break. And then they come back and they're ready to snap the ball, and the guy's like, yeah, they virtually looked at it in the booth, and they're, oh, here's the snap, and here's the next play. What? Fucking joke. Vic, you see Seahawks are up for sale after the Super Bowl? How much? Let's buy them. How much you got, Lockport? Texas, how much you got? Angus, what do you got? Let's chip it and buy the Seattle Seahawks. They're putting them up for sale after the Super Bowl? That don't make no sense. Because the value is going to be different if they win, and the value is going to be different if they lose. I don't know about that one. That's a shady fucking deal right there, bro. That sounds like a shady fucking deal to me. But anyway, yeah. So even wrestling ties into baseball, football, when you break it down, because it all comes down to stories. There's a storyline before every game. There's a storyline before every pitch sometimes. You know, storylines just develop. The Seattle third floor. I like that, Angus. I like that. We'll put that 3 up there on it. The third floor, like my third floor championship belt here. 1 belt. Third floor champion. Seattle third floor. That's a good one. But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But everybody's been spot on. Great questions tonight, guys. Great input as always. That live chat is amazing. Speaking of the live chat, if you're out there just watching and not in the live chat, could you hit the like and the sub while you're doing it? If you're not typing in on the comments, just hit the like and hit the sub, please. We're on our way to 150. Yeah, without a doubt. So, what else you guys got on your mind out there?
Hey, where are the white women at?
Everywhere. Anyway. So if you got in late and didn't get a chance to see the opening, please go back and watch the opening. Put a lot into the opening. As usual, we put a lot into every freaking show. Tomorrow's show. Just to let you guys in, a little peek behind the curtain there. Tomorrow night's vintage play-by-play 1970 NBA championship, Game 7, Madison Square Garden, Lakers, Knicks, 1970, right here, vintage play-by-play. I put in over 5 hours. 5 hours of production on tomorrow's show to bring you the best I can for vintage play-by-play. And I'm going into basketball. So tomorrow we conquer basketball. So we done football. We done football playoffs. We done baseball. We done baseball playoffs. We done World Series. We're going to do the Super Bowl. We're going to do the Daytona 500. We're going to do some WWE events. We're not doing the Rumble because I'm not paying them to be out of the country. We got the Puppet Show and Dead Man's Saloon on Rumble only. We got Sports Chat Live. Let's chat. There's so much going on up here. So hit the sub, hit the like, and get in the live chat. I couldn't afford Seattle I couldn't afford Seattle Seahawks shit. Never been to Seattle. I bet it is expensive as hell. Oh, without a doubt. Texas, you were on your Texas now you're too close to the heater or something. WNBA. Yeah. Cash me in if I do a women's basketball game. I wouldn't do a women's basketball game if they were naked, scissoring at fucking midcourt. Women's basketball. I'll do women's volleyball before I do that. I'll do women's fucking rugby before I do the WNBA. Them fucking cackling twats. Fuck. Exactly. WNBA. Man's out of his mind.
You want to get high?
Sure. Boom. So, anyway. What else you guys got on your fucking minds? What else you want? What else you want to talk about? Wrestling. Roller derby. I call roller derby. I love to call roller derby. Pro volleyball season is here. Texas on top of all the women's sports. No pun intended. Roller derby. I wonder if I could look up old roller derby. It'd probably be a copyright on that. So I couldn't fucking play it while I watched it. I'd have to do roller derby on fucking Rumble to watch it and call it at the same time. I don't know if I roller derby. I don't know. Roller derby's a radio sport, so to speak. But let me think about that one, Angus, because that could be interesting. That could be fucking interesting to call vintage roller derby. I wonder if there's any. I'm sure if I go on YouTube, I'll find it. But I wonder how many full games there are. Because I used to watch roller derby all the time. It came on before wrestling sometimes. And again, not bragging, but my hometown of Asbury Park in the casino in the 50s, roller derby was king. It was there every Friday and Saturday night. Every Friday and Saturday night, roller derby at the casino. Start your own league? What, my own roller derby league? What I should do is start my own network. Should start my own network and collab with some people. I'm not sure how they put the networks together, though. I don't know how that works out monetarily. But, yeah, I think maybe... well, see, Texas, I got a link in here for Texas for fucking 3.5 hours of wrestling that I want to watch. I want to search for roller derby. Well, I ain't got nothing else to do, so what the fuck? Maybe I will. Lockport, every Friday we got Queen City Roller Derby. Tickets are cheap. Some gorgeous brutes. Queen City Roller Derby. Oh yeah, I'm sure the women are hot. You're not like what they were in the fucking 50s and 60s and 70s. I'm for sure. There was a couple hotties back then. Raquel Welch was in what was the name of that movie? Texas, Kansas City Bombers, starring Raquel Welch, the roller derby queen. Raquel Welch on roller skates. Oh, moron. Oh, fuck her going rolling across country. Let's get her doggy style and fuck her all the way across the country on roller skates. Oh my god. Start my own league. I don't know. That sounds expensive. But roller derby is an option. Why not? We're doing what? We're doing baseball, football, basketball, NASCAR, wrestling, soccer, World Cup soccer, and roller derby. I don't know too many fucking channels out there that host shit like that, other than the third floor. Hit the sub, hit the like, hit the follow. Alrighty. So some more great ideas. And I think I'm going to get out of here, let you guys get going. It's after 11 on the East Coast. 12 after 8 here on the West Coast. We rocking and rolling and rolling and rocking. And we're going to get out of here. Let me see. Yeah, we're going to get out of here, guys. Enjoy the out. Please enjoy the out. Been a blast bringing you the new show, Slam City. Hope you enjoyed it. Could probably try to make it a Friday night show or a Thursday night show. We'll decide. But yeah, we're going to make it a weekly show. And we'll just recap what's going on in the wrestling world. Share some thoughts and experiences and memories. And we'll take another stroll down memory lane here on the third floor. We love doing it. And the chat always loves it. Chat always loves it. Good night, everyone. Until the next chapter. Lockport, you got to drop me an email, please. Go in the description. Just drop me an email. Texas, drop me an email. Texas, Lockport, drop me emails. Go in the description and drop me emails. Angus. Thanks, Vic. See everyone. Text, Lockport. Yep. We're going to get out of here and again. Texas, I'll be... Texas and Lockport, drop me an email, please, please, please. And Angus, you know me, I'll be in touch with you. And D Scarilla, thanks for listening in the background. Appreciate you, my friend. Tell Pixelmon he missed a hell of a show. I ragged on Sami Zayn. John the Beagle Dad, saw him in here too. Thank you. Thank everybody. All right, we're gonna get out of here, guys. Enjoy the out, and we'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow night for the 1970 NBA Championship. 1970 Game 7 Madison Square Garden Lakers Knicks. Tomorrow night, right here, play-by-play, live, vintage play-by-play, here on the third floor. Guys, be kind for no reason. Look out and love your fellow man. And remember, more than ever, in 2025, we found out that mental health is a real fucking issue and needs attention. So if you or somebody you know needs some help, get them someone to talk to. All right? And remember, careful who you're talking to. You don't know what kind of day they had, and they definitely don't know what kind of day you had. So be kind for no reason. Love and look out for your fellow man. Stay safe, stay blessed. We'll see you tomorrow night on the third floor. Guys, enjoy the out. Try that again. All right. Guys, seriously. See you tomorrow. Enjoy the out, man. Worked hard.
Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.